morning, everyone. Let's call the meeting, the Economic Development Committee meeting to order. Amy, will you please call the roll?
Yes, Chair LaPlante.
Here.
Vice Chair Galassi. Here. Member Rutledge.
Here.
Member Covert. Here. Member Childress and Member Yu.
Thank you so much. I move to approve the minutes from our last Economic Development Committee regular meeting on June 18th, 2024. We had a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, that motion passes. For my chairwoman's remarks, we have today the DuPage Convention and Visitors Bureau that's going to be giving us a presentation and telling us about what they've done and what is coming. So I can't wait to hear that. And I'd also like to take this opportunity on the first day of school. Well, there's been lots of first days of school. But today was our family's last first day of school. We got our fourth and final off this morning. And speaking of back to school, let's talk about back to school, back to work.
Yeah.
Did you like that segue?
That was amazing.
Thank you.
Wow.
I was really thinking about it though. I was like, look at all of these parents who are now going to have the opportunity to do something for themselves.
That is right.
Right?
Yeah.
So at an Economic Development Committee meeting last year, Member Galassi brought up a segment of our community that she had observed needed help rejoining the workforce. Parents who had taken breaks from their careers to care for their children. In short order, Lisa Shabbat, our Director of WorkNet at DuPage, Erica Finney from Choose DuPage, and Danielle Kuglin-Ciego from College of DuPage began collaborating to develop a programming series called Back to School, Back to Work. The initial round of seminars for parents took place last September at WorkNet, timed to coincide with school-age children going back to school. With average attendance around 50 parents per session and a lot of very positive feedback from participants, which we were there and we can vouch for, that amazing events and wonderful energy in the room and just such a tangible, good thing to do. Anyway, a lot of positive participants. The next step was to offer digital confidence courses at College of DuPage. These courses provided computer fundamentals training for the programs and skills needed in today's workplaces. We are very proud to note that the Back to School, Back to Work initiative was recognized with an achievement award by the National Association of Counties, that's called NACO, in June. And the team is currently looking forward to the next series of workshops, which begin this September 12th, 19th, and 26th. I'll say those dates again so everyone can write them down. September 12th, 19th, and 26th. We hope you will help spread the word to the residents of our county. And we'll make sure that you all get this so you can share it on your social medias and within your districts. Okay, do we have any public comments?
We do not.
Wonderful. Moving on, then, item number 6, incumbent worker training. I move to accept and place on file 6A 24-2254 All-Star Molds and Programming. 6B 24-2255 Matrix Plastic Products. 6C 24-2256 Laser Technologies.
So moved. Or second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, any questions or any opposed? No, okay, wonderful. Thank you for that. Number 7, a resolution, 7A FIR 0139-24, annual financial commitments in support of DuPage Convention and Visitors Bureau for fiscal year 2024 in the amount of $50,000.
Second.
Thank you very much. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any questions? Any opposed? No, that motion passes. Congratulations, DCVB. We're happy to keep funding you for all the wonderful work you do. Number 8, procurement requisitions. Number 24-2257. Recommendation for the approval of a contract to Lightcast for a clean energy workforce analysis report to inform current and long-term efforts towards developing the workforce necessary for clean energy businesses and energy efficiency sustainability gains for the community for the period of September 1st, 2024 to November 30th, 2025 for a contract amount not to exceed $25,000 for RFP number 24-050-WIOA.
Second.
Thank you. And all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Wonderful, that passes. And that brings us to our presentation. May I introduce everyone who didn't need an introduction, but Ms. Beth Marquetti from the DuPage Convention and Visitors Bureau. Take it away.
Thank you, member.
You're welcome.
Good morning, everyone. By the way, Joan, I deleted a couple of slides so we can move faster too. Yeah. But there's so much to share with you. First and foremost, I would like to introduce our chair of our board, Brett Hens.
Morning.
So
Hello,
he
Brett.
joined us today. I also would like to take the opportunity to say thank you. We so appreciate everything that the county board does for us, and I appreciate the funding and the approval at the Economic Development Committee. So thank you. Next slide, please. First, I just want to remind everyone that we are the state certified Convention and Visitors Bureau with the charter to represent DuPage County. Our funding model is the local Convention and Tourism Bureau grant, which has not increased in 15 years. We are a capped organization, meaning I get that money from hotel tax, a portion of the hotel tax. It has been at 1.5 million for the last 15 years, as I've said, but it's a matching grant. I have to match it on the local level with state hotel, local hotel tax, memberships, and the county. So thank you for that. That's how we somehow come up with our match. I also have bake sales and anything else that we have to do to make sure we get that match. So we do have a big job. A lot of it is fundraising. And if we don't make that match, it goes back to our competitive frenemies, Rosemont, Peoria, Bloomington, Schaumburg, et cetera. So we want to make sure that that money stays in DuPage County. Next slide, please. I got introductions, so these are going to go fast. So real quick, we will have our new numbers coming out this week. The governor just released them, but we are the second largest. This is where second is a good thing. Second largest generator of hotel tax in Illinois, as well as visitor spend. I've always said this, we are one of the largest suburban hotel markets in the country, 16,000 hotel rooms. Direct and indirect spend in DuPage is 5.34 billion, with 18 communities that support us to help us make that match. Next slide, please. Again, these numbers will, you'll see for 2020, there's always a lag, 2023 numbers. And while we talk about the county not having a hotel tax, you can see there's significant sales tax generated through eating and drinking, transportation, retail and recreation, all that generate sales tax revenues. Again, just to give you an example, DuPage is second, Lake County is third, and we generate more than double of what Lake County generates. So we do a lot with about the same budget that Lake County has. Next slide, please. Next slide. So I think the last time I was here, I talked about that we have videos on Comcast in feeder markets. You're not going to see these here because our charter is to go 50 miles out and bring more people here. This is the latest of the video that we have. Wanted to share with you.
Only in DuPage County can you enjoy the wonders of the wilderness while being immersed in fine art, where you can get your heart racing, soaring through the air, only to bring it down, relaxing on the water. Stroll a main street from a simpler time as the sun rises, or indulge in world-class dining and shopping as it sets, where nature meets adventure and the past mingles with progress. There's just more to do in DuPage County, just west of Chicago. Discover DuPage.
Makes me want to go.
Guess
You're already
we're
here.
We need you to bring all your friends and family.
Pickleball.
This is where I really want to thank the county, and the next couple slides are going to be due to you and the ARPA funds. Nope, it's okay. Due to the ARPA funds that we were graciously given in 21, 22. My gosh, my COVID brain is like, So the next couple slides are going to be what we were able to do with those additional dollars. We are going to go back to benchmark, which is our regular level. So we will be doing great things with our normal budget, but I just wanted to give you some examples of things and items that we could do. Can you start that over?
Yeah.
Okay. Real quickly, let me set this up for just a second. After these videos and commercials hit in our feeder markets, we were able to take the data and figure out what are the drive markets that really performed well. No shock, but Indianapolis and Detroit were actually the top two markets. So we worked closely with Comcast. These are airing on regular live TV and also streaming TV. And because we just closed a very important sports event that you may have heard of, the Olympics, in July, the entire month of July, we helped generate, and I will have the report for you shortly because we're getting the numbers, 300 television spots throughout Detroit and Indianapolis. I would like to show that too.
Paris is a dream come true.
I've worked for this.
Paris is going to be amazing.
There's the exclamation point.
I'm just sitting here in awe.
NBC Universal's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympic Games brought to you by DuPage County, Illinois. Just west of Chicago, there's just more to do in DuPage County. Visit discoverdupage.com.
So thank you. That performed, I know it's going to perform really well. That has some local spots in the beginning, and you heard Katie Ledecky's voice. I know Member Krajewski talked about all the celebrities, all the Olympians that swim through our pool. And obviously that shows the caliber of the kind of events that we can host. So the Olympics ran through DuPage County before they went to Paris. So that's my exclamation point, as you heard in that video. So in addition to the wonderful things that we've been able to do with the county money, for 35 years, we've been working in collaboration with our Chicagoland partners. So this is an example of a campaign we did for the summer. Next slide, please. That's all the convention bureaus at the bottom. And then this is our landing page. All of our landing pages look alike, but what I love about this is upcoming events, the green bar, we're able to change those on a regular basis. So Olmec Trails was in there. I hope everyone's been able to get out in DuPage County and see the replicas of the colossal sculpture heads, Umbrella Sky, and then Wonderwoods, which is the golf area at the Morton Arboretum. But those change on a regular basis to promote everything in all 6 districts areas. Next slide, you can go another one too. So sports highlights. The ones in blue are the bid fee money that the county helped us secure. Midwest Invitational, and that should say Frosty Faustings. I think that was a $50,000 contribution from the county. Just wanted to give you an update on that. Frosty Faustings, which is so important to our hotel partners, generated 3,172 rooms in end of January, early February, which is when our hotels are dying for business.
Can you say that number again?
Of course. Oh, wait, it's even better. That was just Frosty Faustings, 3,172. Our Midwest Invitational, very first esports tournament, generated 237 rooms, and that was in February. For a grand total of esports, 3,409 rooms.
Wow.
So is the Frosty Fasting and the esports the same?
Two different
What
tournaments.
is the Frosty Fasting?
Frosty Faustings is a esports tournament. It's
Oh, they're
gaming.
okay, it's
Yep.
still esports, okay.
And then we did for the first time, a collegiate esports tournament in partnership with Scrims in Lisle, and then one of our Lisle hotels. I think I talked about this. I had parents come up to me. It's collegiate, so we had Michigan State. We had colleges all over the Midwest. Parents came up to me and said, "This is DEI. My kid is a loner. He sits in his room and he games all day. You now gave him the opportunity to be with other college kids. And when they walked in, they were like this. And then by the end of the 2 days, they were laughing and learning from each other and having just camaraderie. So that was a feel-good tournament. And we had to turn down colleges. This year, we're going to be inviting 10 more universities to join us. Believe it or not, almost every university has an esports athletic director.
Really?
Wow,
It's that popular.
interesting.
Water polo generated, if you'll recall, this was the tournament that helped us. I know, who knew, right? It's gonna be in the Olympics probably soon. The next event was US Water Polo, and that was a tournament that was so large, we couldn't host it in one pool. So your funding helped us rent 3 other pools for water polo. That generated 997 hotel rooms, and that was in March, again, a slow time. And then TNBA, if you'll recall, and Mr. Childress isn't here. TNBA used to be called the Negro Bowling Association. It is now the National Bowling Association, and they really welcome people of color. That again was in April, another kind of slow time depending on when Easter hits our hotels. 3,112 rooms.
Wow.
So again, bowling. We have the largest bowling facility in DuPage County in the country under one roof, 84 lanes. So it's very important for us to bring, and actually every single weekend they're bringing tourists here. What's important about all of these is if there is funding available, they will cycle back every couple of years to DuPage County. And we want these folks here, except for the Midwest Invitational, which we will be doing this year again. As you know, conventions rotate. They'll go East Coast, West Coast, and then in the Midwest. So a lot of these will go somewhere else and then they'll come back here again because once we get these people through our doors in DuPage, they fall in love with it. Next slide, please.
Oh, where was the spike ball?
Yeah, what is spike ball?
Oh,
Spike
spike
ball?
ball's so fun.
Spike ball was at the Oak Brook Park District.
My next favorite game.
We have that in our backyard.
I
Yeah.
did an orthopedic surgery. Being what Barry-
Oh, wow.
So with working with our partners, I'm going to go quickly here. We were able to generate some luxury golf packages in preparation for President's Cup 2026. So there'll be some exclusivity that we're working with our international tour operators to talk about golf. And so there may be, you come in and you go to Bettinardi in Oak Brook and you get a customized golf club or putter. Then you do a behind the scenes tour at another private golf course. Then you're going to have your land transportation, just like you would go with a tour operator or a travel agency for your trip to Greece. So it's one-stop shop for luxury golf. Next slide, please. Again, the county money helped us attend IPW. And why this is important is it's the largest international travel trade show in the country, 6,000 attendees. As you can see on the right slide, Lieutenant Governor Stratton joined us. In the middle slide there is Medina Country Club's Jim Hart, who took media appointments with us in preparation to drive 2026 President's Cup attendees. Medina really wants international visitors there, and they're relying on the DuPage CBB, which is the only convention bureau in the entire Chicagoland region who attends international shows, with the exception of Chicago, and then Heritage Corridor, which promotes Route 66. Why this is important again is it's going to be in Chicago next year. So we will probably have more than one booth so that we can take multiple appointments and really push out our product in DuPage. Next slide, please. So we talk about building the sales pipeline. It is important that we go to these shows. We meet these people. It goes all the way down to making sure we vet those pieces of business. And then when it goes booked, next slide, please. This is what the results are. We went to 7 trade shows. This is just in Q4, April, May, June. We hosted 6 events, but the top 2 I really want to talk about. Arrowhead Conferences, Naperville called us, several hotels, and we invited Naperville to join us. They, at that time, didn't have it in their budget, so we hosted it. It's, Religious Market. They book a lot of religious meetings here. Small Market Meetings Summit. Think about if you have a trade show, which we want in our hotels, and it's a trade show of meeting planners. So it was a double benefit for DuPage. Women's Golf Day, familiarization tours. We also attended a UK familiarization tour, meaning we brought them here. I didn't go to the UK. We had 2 international sales missions. One was Orlando and Mexico with DCO and Illinois Office of Tourism. And then we also brought media here. Why I talked about small market meetings, the next slide, please. We were able to generate a lot of media from that. This is just one thing that made a national publication. And again, always promoting DuPage County. Next slide, please. I'm going to leave you with this. This is the gold standard of hotel data. I'm not going to get into the weeds because these are a lot of our acronyms. I saw that little gnat too. The most important thing is the far right side. We are halfway through the year. We are at $194 million in hotel revenue. Again, second in the state. We are on target, up 3.3% from last year, bless you. And we're up 6.9% from 2019. So we are hopefully, again, it's the busy time, right? Back to 2019 numbers. Our occupancy in the hotels is still down. And what that means, our hotels like that, they have less guests to take care of, but our restaurants and our shopping centers don't like that we're down in occupancy because there's less people in our hotels. However, I can live with 1%, and let's keep hoping that those numbers continue to go July, August, September, and we know the fall months or winter months are slow for us. I just wanted to share that good news with you, and I think that's my last slide. Yes.
1 minute, please. Oh, thank you so much, Beth. Wonderful presentation. One quick question, and then we'll open it up to anyone who has questions. When you were going over the numbers, especially the comparing, how we are happy to be ranked number 2, right? Is there do you have it broken down even at a smaller level between Cook and like Chicago and suburban Cook?
I do.
Oh,
I actually just deleted that slide, but
that's the one piece of information.
No,
that would solve it.
but
I fed this whole thing.
Oh,
Now you were gonna
I'm
ask me
teasing
questions.
you. No.
It's
I
perfect.
actually have by county. The governor just released those numbers yesterday, and we
Okay.
have a whole press kit.
Okay.
I will share that it's by county. Obviously it goes Cook, DuPage, Lake, St. Clair, which I think is the St. Louis area.
Oh.
Probably and
Yeah.
Will County. Well, I'm sorry, Will County, I think is 3rd or 4th or 5th. So those are, but I can definitely show you those
Yeah.
numbers. I mean, we're kicking it.
Yeah, so that's what I would love to see is if compare us, DuPage, to suburban Cook too, and see how we're doing.
And I like to just share, I know we do a lot with tourism is very competitive and it's expensive. Those 5 counties, we'll take Cook out of it because Cook has 5 suburban convention bureaus. And I know when I came in and I asked for a lot of dollars for ARPA, Cook County suburban bureaus were given $20 million. So that's the kind of competition that we're facing. Plus they gave $4 million to Route 66 to Heritage Corridor, which is Joliet, Pontiac, which they do have Route 66 product, and then the St. Louis area. So we're constantly having to battle for additional marketing dollars, additional sales dollars, the way to get DuPage County's name out there. The 4 bureaus, excluding Cook, operate at the same state grant that we receive. I'll give you an example. North Shore CVB has the same dollar amount. They get more local money, and they have 4,000 hotel rooms. So we have 4 times the amount of hotel rooms with the same budget that we continue to do really great work. I'm so proud of the team that we do and our board members who helped lead the way on this. So thank you. But yes, I will get that too.
And then is there any way also to get the numbers population wise for suburban Cook versus DuPage?
Yes, it's a little more challenging because suburban bureaus don't represent a geographic area. They represent who supports them. So for example, North Shore might represent 7 or 8 communities, but maybe 1 will drop or 1 will be added. So, but yeah, I can get population. We are definitely 1 million people, a lot bigger population.
Right.
And that's how our formula is generated. It's by hotel tax, population, and F&B tax. Yes.
Can you go back to the last slide? Wonderful presentation. I don't want to be a downer, but I just want to ask, it is, to your point about like restaurants and, retail, it is concerning that we're still a little bit over 9% down from 2019. Do you have any?
It's what's called business transient. So consultants that would come in to call on a company are doing it via Zoom. the world has changed. It's not going back. I wish it were, but it's not. So we have to find other markets, which we're not going to be able to afford to go this year, but we're going to go to Connect DC because we're going to go after the pharmaceutical market. There's just some other markets, but I will say pharmaceutical companies are not going to release new drugs. They're going to do it in a sexy place. Sorry, I love DuPage County, but they're going to do it in Hawaii or, you know, LA or something like that.
Do you have any way to, and this might be impossible, but to break out percentage of tourism versus business?
Yes.
Do you, so that obviously that pie looks very different than it did in 2019, is what
Yeah.
you're saying?
Our star report, we have to pay extra for that, but I can absolutely do that to break down
I would be
business
curious
travel.
to see that, just how that pie chart looks.
Group travel is still really solid, believe it or not. People are still wanting to come. Obviously, the DNC is one example of that. Group travel is really good. It's those individual business transient that's not back. And then leisure is still really good, but let's face it, very few people are coming to DuPage to spend the night in a hotel or to be on vacation here. They're here for a specific reason. And then they pick their hotel. But yes, I can do that.
Okay.
Leisure is a little bit better still.
Okay.
And we do get a lot of people that want to stay in DuPage versus Chicago.
Any other questions?
Well, you kind of touched a bit, thank you, Chair, about DNC. Are you seeing any spillover from that from the city?
Chicago worked really hard to make sure those hotels were downtown, but I do have 2 hotels plus some extra that are sold out. I don't think it's any big secret, but some of the law enforcement, the state police are staying out here so that they're not trapped in the city and they can, if there's a problem, come in from the outside. We also have some Homeland Security. We've got a few media that are staying out here. So we did get some, not as much as we'd like. And we actually got a report from the Illinois Hotel and Lodging Association. We got some. I was hoping for more, but
Always.
there's so many. Chicago increased their inventory by about 5,000 hotel rooms in the last 4 years or so. So there's a lot more inventory. We don't see what we call compression out in DuPage like we used to.
Okay. A follow-up question?
Yeah, Member Galassi, just for your, kind of a follow-up to what Beth was talking about. We always monitor at DuPage Class A and Class B office and industrial vacancy. Historically, we measured it by the number of square feet that's available versus the leases that are on that space. And in the office market, it always tracked around somewhere between 85 to 90%. Post-pandemic, we've also begun monitoring, because of our relationship with GSEP and the new data tools we have available, the occupancy is measured by the number of people that are in the office on a blended average Monday through Friday. And we report that quarterly to our board, and those numbers continue to hover somewhere around 55, 58%. Previously, those numbers always tracked with the first number. So to Beth's point about the business transient market, those business people are just not physically not in the office the way they used to be by an order of magnitude of nearly 1/2. So that just impacts the hotel stays.
So it's not only the person traveling, it's the person they're meeting with who's at home.
Yeah. Are you seeing, is it completely plateaued?
We have not seen any significant movement in that number for the last year and a half.
It's not gonna.
The very first slide that I deleted was the circle of life. And it was from our national association. You build a place you want to live, you build a place you want to work, you build a place you want to visit. So obviously a lot of the hotels were built, restaurants, around a corporate hub. And when those corporate hubs aren't full, there's less hotel rooms, unfortunately.
Any other questions from anyone? No? Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you very
Beth.
much for your
Thank you.
time.
We appreciate your presentation. Thank you. Does anyone have any old business? Seeing none. Any new business? Also seeing none, then move a motion to adjourn today's meeting.
So moved.
All right, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.